My brothers and my sisters, as you guys are aware, the topic at hand today is black hearts. I know and you know, in this toxic environment that we live in, likewise you have the filth of social media. This contributes hugely to how your heart, my brothers and my sisters, turns out, right? I would really love to read out, and I recently done this in a lecture that I delivered in London called Do Not Be Sad. Brothers and sisters who message me on a regular basis, always messaging saying, please help me. I'm going through a huge difficulty. What is this difficulty that you're going through? I feel spiritually dead and empty. This, my brothers and my sisters, this disease or this sickness is not something that can be filled with money. It's not something that can be filled by way of distractions, right? The way Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created our hearts, my brothers and my sisters, right? The way it has been created, it craves none except for its creator, brothers and sisters. This is how your heart has been created. And Allah tells us this clearly and explicitly in the Quran. الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَتَطْمَئِنُّ قُلُوبُهُم بِذِكْرِ اللَّهِ. Those who came with Iman, and their hearts became content with none other than the remembrance of Allah. It's clearly mentioned and explicitly, brothers and sisters, you want to feel content, right? Your option is none other than, I need Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in my life. These sins that we fall into, the filth and the evil that we keep gazing at, deep into the night, under the blanket. You know, once upon a time, my brothers and my sisters, if you wanted to look at haram, you would have to go in to the living room, where you had these big Dell computers with big backs. Do you guys remember the computers? As he is accessing haram, he is looking at the door. No one in their right mind would take this big computer and place it under his blanket. I don't think anybody would do that, right? However, now, with the emergence of these gadgets, whether it may be an iPad, whether it may be a phone, you have it under your blanket and you are accessing filth and haram. And you think this is not going to impact your heart, my brothers and my sisters. Spending hours on apps like TikTok, Instagram, or should I say Fitnagram, right? Day and night, check your screen time. You're on there for maybe 10 hours, 11 hours a day. You don't want to be on there, my friend. I know this and you know this. But you're using this now to kill time. Because if you now move away from that phone, my brothers and my sisters, it is as if you're what? Missing something in your life. You begin to experience this hole, this emptiness inside of you. Right? I want to mention these two statements, my brothers and my sisters. Perhaps it will put things into perspective for us. The first is the statement of Malik ibn Dinar, when he says, pay attention, my brothers and my sisters. He says, إِذَا رَأَيْتَ قَسَاوَةً فِي قَلْبِكَ. If you begin to feel a hardness in your heart, وَوَهَنًا فِي بَدْنِكَ, and you begin to feel weak, not because you didn't have your 3 meals that day, no, you had enough food, but you begin to feel weak, وَحِرْمَانًا فِي رِزْقِكَ, and you begin to feel that your provision is hard coming by. You're struggling. Wherever you turn to, my brothers and my sisters, the doors are slammed in your face. Look what he says. فَاعْلَمْ أَنَّكَ تَكَلَّمْتَ فِي مَا لَا يَعْنِيكَ. Then know that you spoke about that which does not concern you. All of this is going to happen, my brothers and my sisters, for just, and I say just, in comparison to all of the other sins, for just speaking about something that does not concern you. If he, this righteous individual who was from the early generations, right, he met the most righteous of people to walk on the face of this earth. Look at the hikmah, look at the wisdom behind it. Your heart is going to become hard. Your heart will harden. You will begin to feel weak, and at times we feel like that. Let's be honest with ourselves, my brothers and my sisters. Right? Let's be honest. We can't continue being in denial. I know this and you know this. I receive countless messages, especially on that fitnagram, on a day-to-day basis, my brothers and my sisters. I know what you're going through. I know how you feel. Right? Your rizq, likewise, your provision now begins to be affected. He says, فَعْلَمْ, then know. You spoke about something that doesn't concern you. Now, put that up against maybe watching adult content. Following some of these girlies, my brothers. And you're saying, Wallahi, I'm not doing much, I'm just following her. Ya Rajul, I'm just following her. I'm not doing anything haram with, but I'm just looking at her. And you think, my brothers and my sisters, this is not going to impact your heart. Likewise to my sisters. You might say to me, I'm a lady, and I'm just following a lady. When she is dressed a certain way, right? The way she's revealing herself, we will come into all of that inshaAllah ta'ala in due course. My brothers and my sisters, فَعْلَمْ أَنَّكَ تَكَلَّمْتَ فِي مَا لَا يَعْنِيكَ. Put this into comparison with the adult content, the girls or the opposite gender that you keep gazing at, that you keep looking at, and all of the other sins that we see ourselves falling into because of these social media apps. Put that all to the side. Then in person, the haram that we do. You think this is not going to impact your heart? The second statement that I want to share with you guys that has, right, an ample amount of wisdom behind it. Ibn al-Jawzi rahmatullahi alayhi says the following. إِذَا غَرِقَ الْقَلْبُ فِي الْمُبَاحِ أَظْلَمَ. When the heart now begins to drown in that which is permissible. There are things that are perfectly permissible. Like my brothers and my sisters, using your phone, is it haram? Is it haram to use your phone? No, it's not. Playing football, is it haram, guys? Sisters. Playing football is haram. There's no trick questions here, guys. I'm a bit of a baller myself. Trials for West Ham once upon a time. Say no more. Right? Guys, I humiliate people on the pitch. Don't try me. Right? على كل حال, playing football is haram, guys. No, it's not. Right? It's not haram. Reading the news, is it haram? It's not haram. It's permissible. Some, of course, you're not looking at. You guys know what I'm talking about. There are things that are perfectly permissible. However, here Ibn al-Jawzi is saying, إِذَا غَرِقَ الْقَلْبُ فِي الْمُبَاحِ. If now your heart begins to drown in that which is permissible, right? Your heart will begin to darken. And then he says, فَكَيْفَ بِالْحَرَامِ. If that's the case, then how about if someone is doing haram? If all of this is going to happen because you're playing football so much, or you're on your phone too much, or you're reading the newspaper too much, and all of these things are permissible. Sahih? As long as it doesn't involve any haram. These are permissible things, but you're doing it too much. your heart will begin to darken. He says, فَكَيْفَ بِالْحَرَامِ. Then how about when you're now involved in haram? Right? My beloved brothers and sisters, that takes me on to a very, very important point. Right? And that is that which pertains to the eyes, which is the entrance to the heart. There are a lot of body parts, my brothers and my sisters, which we might use for haram. But in today's day and age, tell me if I'm wrong, guys, a lot of the haram that we're falling into, it stems off from where? It stems off from the eyes. Right? And then because of what you look at, it triggers another body part, sahih? Because of the eyes and what you look at, or what you lay your eyes on, it triggers another body part, whether it may be the hand, right, which you use. I think that was the jinn. Huh? Sheikh, first it was music, and now it's this. I'm joking, Sheikh, I'm playing around. I just remember that I was meant to read Quran at the beginning. Completely forgot. Like, Shaitan, you know, keeps trying. We're going to defeat him. Where was I at, guys? Now, the eyes. The eyes, which is what? The entrance to the heart. Right? Because of what you look, that which you stare at, my brothers and my sisters, it triggers what? Another body part, whether it may be the hand, which one now uses to do things to himself. Or the hands that one uses now to type. Right? Shaitan's whispering to him the moment he sees a woman that is attractive. Let me give her da'wah. She might be my Khadija. Right? He slides into her DMs. Wallah, I wanted to become my wife. Huh? She ends up giving him da'wah. Right? With what she ends up showing him. My brothers and my sisters, the eyes triggers the body parts, not just the hands and then the feet of where you end up going. With what you end up listening to, it all stems off, my brothers and my sisters, from the eyes. Ibn al-Jawzi rahmatullahi alayhi, my brothers and my sisters, he says, أصل العشق في إطلاق البصر. The cause for infatuation. Guys know what infatuation means? When a guy or when a sister goes crazy over the other. Uncontrollable love. They say love is blind. Love is blind. Uncontrollable love. And it all started with an innocent glance. Right? He says, أصل العشق في إطلاق البصر. You not lowering the gaze is the root cause for infatuation. My brothers and my sisters, just today, I received a message of a sister, 16 years of age. She said to me that she's going crazy over her ex-boyfriend who dumped her. Please, brother, help me. I'm in a very, very difficult position. I can't stop thinking about him. Non-stop cases that I receive on a regular basis. Right? And then brothers, at the same time, no different. She dumped me or she left me. There was even a time, subhanAllah, brother was complaining to me, he goes, my girlfriend dumped me because of a video that she saw of you. It's like, good. Huh? So why are you asking? What do you want me to do for you now? Bring you guys back together? Huh? الشاهد من الكلام, my brothers and my sisters, إطلاق البصر. And then look what he says, right? كما يخاف على الرجل يخاف على المرأة. Just as it is feared for a man, it is likewise feared for a woman. And then he says, وَقَدْ ذَهَبَ دِينُ خَلْقٍ كَثِيرٍ مِنَ الْمُتَعَبِّدِينَ بِإِطْلَاقِ الْبَصَرِ. He says, many who were devout worshippers of Allah. We're not talking about any random Joe, my brothers and my sisters. We're talking about someone who was a devout worshipper. They lost their religion. Why? Because they didn't lower their gaze, my brothers and my sisters. Because they didn't lower their gaze. Are you brothers and sisters with me? The eyes are the root cause for this heart, this piece of flesh. If it becomes rectified, you will see the rest of your body parts following suit. If it becomes corrupt, everything else becomes corrupt as well, my brothers and my sisters. This is what the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam told us. Right? Ala wa hiya al-qalb. Every haram that you involve yourself in, black dot, another black dot, another black dot, up until the whole heart becomes blackened. لا يعرف معروفا ولا ينكر منكرا. You place good in front of him, my brothers and my sisters, he doesn't recognize it. It doesn't move him. You put haram in front of him. Once upon a time, when he came close to haram, he would be hesitant. However, now, عادي ما في مشكلة. It is as if he's doing something that is halal. Right? It is as if he's doing that which is halal. You put the haram in front of him, he'll just do it straight away, simply because he's become unrecognizable. He's lost control over himself. And the root cause of that, my brothers and my sisters, was none other than the eyes. Right? All of that which we see on the World Wide Web, my brothers and my sisters, impacts the way you begin to feel. I've been saying a lot, my brothers and my sisters. I know when we talk about lowering of the gaze, the first thing that comes to mind is what? I should not be looking at her and she should not be looking at him. Sahih? Is that the only thing, my brothers and my sisters, that one should be lowering his gaze from? Is that the only thing that he shouldn't be laying his eyes on, my brothers and my sisters? Al-jawabu la. Answer is no. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, وَلَا تَمُدَّنَّ عَيْنَيْكَ إِلَى مَا مَتَّعْنَا بِهِ أَزْوَاجًا مِّنْهُمْ زَهْرَةَ الْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيَا or dunya, زَهْرَةَ الْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيَا لِنَفْتِنَهُمْ فِيهِ وَرِزْقُ رَبِّكَ خَيْرٌ وَأَبْقَى. O Muhammad, do not lay your eyes on the glitters and the glamours of this world. Don't. It is a fitna for them. Let's be honest with ourselves, right? Nice car drives by, starts revving, you look at it, affects you. Begin to, you want to acquire it, let's be honest. Where's our brother earlier who drove past in the convertible? Told him, Akhi, why didn't you pick me up with your convertible? It's not here, where is it? I think so. There he is. Echi Baba, mashallah. Are you brothers and sisters with me? That which you look at, it sparks an uncontrollable desire now to acquire that haram. This is what it does to my brothers and my sisters. And then, because you can't acquire it the halal way, you might end up starting a war with Allah. Let me go and get an interest-based loan to acquire this aspect of this world. He's starting a war now with Allah because he wants a nice car or a nice house. In the manner that he acquires it, and I'm not saying that every way of acquiring a car or a house is always haram, but a lot of the time one feels that I have to use this particular method. And then, my brothers and my sisters, you're back to square one again. Feeling extremely miserable, right? Feeling so bad inside. Can't live with yourself. The point that I really want to make here, my brothers and my sisters, a lot of these celebrities that we keep on looking at, that we hear being popularized, their lives are being used as the standard to live your life. I've said this multiple times, my brothers and my sisters, and I'm going to say it again because of the nature of this lecture and the nature of this program. A lot of these YouTubers that we keep on looking at, my brothers and my sisters, they live fake lives. Where did I get this from? Right? Where did I get this from, my brothers and my sisters? Is it Abu Taymiyyah bringing it out of his own back pocket? La wallah. No. I would send these little clips to my younger brother who's sitting here. Right? Whether it is Logan Paul, whether it is KSI, whether it is the Beast or Mr. Beast, whatever you want to call him, whether it is Justin Bieber, whether it's all of these guys, my brothers and my sisters. They will say with their own tongues, the lifestyle that you see on camera is very different to what we see or what really happens behind closed doors, my brothers and my sisters. It is as simple as that. They are not content. They, my brothers and my sisters, are spiritually dead and empty. And we're sitting around feeling sorry for ourselves. Wallahi, I wish I had that kind of lifestyle. Exerting all of our efforts, spending all of our time looking at these guys. Right? This is the lifestyle that they have. This is the lifestyle that we crave and desire. Right? Have you guys heard of Jim Carrey, my brothers and my sisters? Jim Carrey, Canadian/American/actor/comedian. You know what he said, my brothers and my sisters? You know what he really said, guys? Right. I think everybody should get rich and famous. I think everybody should get rich and famous so that they could do everything that they dreamt of, right? And then they realize for themselves that it was simply not the answer. I'll say that again. I think everybody should get rich and famous. Right? That's what we think, right? As long as I have a nice car, or I get a nice house, or I acquire all this wealth, I got brothers, who do CC scams. They're emptying up bank accounts from the area here, saying, brother, I've got 100,000 under my carpet. 100,000 under my carpet, and I feel dead and empty. What should I do with this money? I just want to get rid of it. I'm tired of it. From the area, my brothers and my sisters, emptying out Barclays. And then you walk into Barclays, there's this small notice. If you know anyone that's doing CC scams, then call this number. Very widespread over here. Credit card scams. Ala kulli hal, I think everybody, he says, should get rich and famous. Right? And do everything that they dreamt of so that they can realize that is simply not the answer. Are you brothers and sisters with me? Hear it from the horse's mouth. Have you guys heard of Jesse Lingard? Huh? Who's Jesse Lingard? Footballer. Got any Man United fans here? They're about to boo you guys. He used to play for who? He used to play for Manchester United. I collect these examples, my brothers and my sisters. Right? I collect the downfall of all of these multi-millionaires. And I save it on my iPhone. The title is, right, The Downfall of Multi-Millionaires. So I can share it. That's that which is driving us crazy, my brothers and my sisters, is none other than the filth in the dunya that we see. We are left, my brothers and my sisters, in a state where, you name it, brother. Right? You know what he said? And it was on the Daily Mail. He said, I turned to drinking in order to get over my struggles at Manchester United. Drink. Right? in order to get over my struggles at Manchester United, he would, my brothers and my sisters, drink himself to sleep. My brothers and my sisters, have you ever thought why the alcohol industry is $1 billion industry? Have you ever thought about that? Why? Also, you have the drugs industry, $1 billion industry. By the way, let me know how long I have, huh? The drugs industry, my brothers and my sisters, it's $1 billion industry. Have you guys heard of cocaine? Everyone knows what cocaine is? Sahih? You know what they call it? They call it Britain's open secret. They call it Britain's open secret. Who do you think is consuming it? Huh, guys, who do you think is consuming it? You think only the junkie that you see rolling around at the bus stop when you go for Fajr? You think only he is consuming this, my brothers and my sisters? Multi-millionaires. You know also who? Professionals who might be your bosses and your managers. They're on maybe what, 100,000 a year, or even more than that. I talk to a lot of drug dealers, guys. Not like that, but, you know, they tell me who they sell it to. We have these discussions, right? And just in case we have someone here that works for Channel 4 that's about to cut that out, right? I condemn them. And I'm trying to get them to move away from that. They tell me who they sell it to, who they visit, the penthouses that they go to, or they get smuggled into. Huh? Professionals are consuming it. Why? Why? Lesh? Have you ever asked yourself the question, why? Is it because he doesn't have enough money? Is it because he doesn't have enough fame? Right? Why are these people consuming it, my brothers and my sisters? Because there is that void that we spoke about, that cannot be filled with money or dunya or your nice house or your penthouse, whatever you want to call it. Right? Cocaine, my brothers and my sisters, $1 billion industry. Movies, $1 billion industry. Entertainment. Huh? Netflix, Hollywood, Bollywood, Somaliwood, Khudar. Right? All of these are what? $1 billion industries. But why though? Right? Then you go to adult content industry. Another $1 billion industry. Games likewise. EA Sports to the game. Huh? Game, my brothers and my sisters, it's $1 billion industry. Have you ever thought why? And then add to it, of course, the sports industry. Look how much they're paying Ronaldo. Huh? Now that he's gone to Saudi Arabia. $1 billion industry. I never thought that I would see in Victoria Park. There's no Victoria Park is, right? A young child running around wearing Al Nassr. Huh? The Al Nassr football suit. A Saudi team running around in Victoria Park, guys. Money talks. $1 billion industry. But why, my brothers and my sisters? How are they making all of this money? Where is it coming from? You as a human being, right, is paying these individuals to make you feel better. That's exactly what it is. Tell me if I'm wrong, my brothers and my sisters. We are paying them to make us feel better. That's the bottom line. Take all of this out of the equation, my brothers and my sisters, then tell me how you're going to live your life. And once you get bored of all of this, what kind of life you would live. People who are filthy rich, my brothers and my sisters, people who are filthy rich, right? They get bored. They get bored of life, right? They have everything. But then they hit a brick wall. What do I do next? This is why, my brothers and my sisters, right? This is why, you might not necessarily agree with me, but I'm going to tell you. Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk, they want to go to Mars, right? Am I wrong to say that? They all want to go to Mars, sahih? I honestly believe the reason why they want to go there is because they're bored of Earth. Wallahi al-azim, I believe that. Once you have had everything, right? You've experienced everything you can think of. You're looking now, okay, the next thing, what do I do now? That's just how Bani Adam is. That's how the son of Adam is. This is why you have the hadith al-Qudsi, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Inna anzalna al-mala. Indeed, we have sent down wealth. But for what? What is the sole objective as to why, or the reason why wealth was sent down? لِإِقَامِ الصَّلَاةِ وَإِيتَاءِ الزَّكَاةِ. In order for you to establish salah, and also for you to pay your zakah. And then look what he says. Bani Adam, the son of Adam, if he had a mountain in gold, if he had one, it's not enough for a second. He gets a second, still not enough. He wants a third. It will never be enough, my brothers and my sisters. Right? The dunya is never enough. It beautifies itself. Come and get me. More and more and more. Once I get that, I'm going to be happy and content. That's what you thought. And then, my brothers and my sisters, you're back to square one again. You are back to square one again, my brothers and my sisters. And then the Messenger ﷺ said, the only thing that is going to fill this individual, this human being, is if you get the turab, you get the soil, and you shove it down his interior. That's the only thing that is going to fill him up. This is the reality, my brothers and my sisters. All of these industries are billion-dollar industries because they realize we need to feed off the sadness and the depression of people. To keep you hooked on, to keep you distracted. That's why you have a football game on just about every day of the week now. That wasn't like that once upon a time. You'd be waiting from Sunday all the way till Wednesday or Tuesday, right? For a Champions League game. And then you would have to wait for Saturday again. Now it's every single day of the week because they realize that's how I'm going to distract these individuals. That's how they're going to keep on paying. Understand the system, my brothers and my sisters. Too many questions I receive about this, my brothers and my sisters. It's all revolving around the same topic. I've done this and I feel like this. I committed zina, I'm impregnated and absolutely distraught with myself. I feel ashamed. Wallahi, the sister saying this to me. People have become tired. They've become sick of this lifestyle, my brothers and my sisters. This is why the solution, my brothers and my sisters, is none other than the following. Right? Allah Azza wa Jalla told us clearly and explicitly. And until you do that, my brothers and my sisters, you're going to keep on going round and round and round in circles. You want to be happy, right? You walk into the NHS, you're going to see, are you depressed? In big writing. Then call this number. Are you feeling down? Then call this number. I get this yellow card that comes through my post every now and again. It's called Visit Babu Ali. Right? The guy is a sahir. He's a magician. Right? If you are depressed, if you have anxiety, if you feel like that you want to get back with your ex-wife, then we have the answers. We have the spells. One time I called this magician to expose him. Shaitan. Trying to eat the people's wealth. But if you don't know when you're in that situation, my brothers and my sisters, you're going to give that call. You're going to do that. Right? Allah Azza wa Jal clearly and explicitly, my brothers and my sisters, He says in the Quran, وَمَنْ أَعْرَضَ عَنْ ذِكْرِي فَإِنَّ لَهُ مَعِيشَةً ضَنْكًا وَنَحْشُرُهُ يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ أَعْمَى. Whoever turns away from my remembrance, turns away from my deen. This person, my brothers and my sisters, is going to live a depressed life. And by the way, my brothers and my sisters, I'm not saying that every single individual is going through depression or anxiety because of him being far away from the religion. There are some people that were traumatized when they were young. They need therapy, right? I'll make that very, very clear. But a lot of the time when we go through problems, my brothers and my sisters, it's not rocket science to figure out why this is actually happening to you. If you really want to know where you're at, my brothers and my sisters, put your phone and the things that are distracting you to the side for a couple of hours and then go for a walk outside. See how you begin to feel. And then Allah says, my brothers and my sisters, right? Allah Azza wa Jalla says, من عمل صالحا من ذكر أو أنثى وهو مؤمن فلنحيينه حياة طيبة. Whoever from the male and the female believers, right? Whoever from the male and the female believers, they do righteous deeds, they are going to live a satisfactory, happy, content life, that which we are all looking for, my brothers and my sisters. Right? Some of you guys might be young and thinking some of the things that I'm talking about is a little bit irrelevant. I'm still young, because you are still under the roof of your parents. Once you now enter into the wild, wild west, by the way, that's not what www stands for, right? The wild, wild west of all of this filth and evil that you are surrounded with, my brothers and my sisters. And then there are choices that you have to make. You might end up making the wrong choice, and you'll begin to feel a certain way, as we've mentioned time and time again. Perhaps maybe you will remember this lecture that you attended, right? How these choices that we are making are simply not the answer, right? Are you brothers and sisters with me? Right? We really, my brothers and my sisters, have to take a very good look at ourselves in the mirror today when we go home. We need to stop being in denial. The first step to rectifying the problems that we have is for us to accept that there is a problem. Right? The solution, and I'm done, my brothers and my sisters. I think I've gone on for quite some time. Sahih? How long have I gone on for? No, not another 10 minutes. Everyone came here to see Aki Ayman. I'm going to give him his time, inshallah ta'ala. What is the solution, my brothers and my sisters? You know, from the common questions that I receive all the time, my brothers and my sisters, is why is it that I can't feel that connection with Allah? Why is it that I don't feel that love for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Right? Why? I want to worship Him, but it just doesn't seem to be happening for me. However, when my girlfriend tells me jump, I say how high, right? She has him on lock. She's got him on tag. Huh? I love her so much and I do everything she asks me to do. But when it comes to Allah, there isn't that, doesn't seem to be happening for me, my brothers and my sisters. Right? I'm going to give you guys an example. I've been using this example a lot, especially when I went to the Netherlands. Is there anyone here that is engaged? Anyone here that's engaged, that's going to get married soon? Once he puts his hand up, say Allahumma barik. Don't give him your evil eye, guys. Huh? Anyone here engaged, guys? You guys have problems, hey? Huh? Anyone? Oh, you're married? MashaAllah. I'm talking about someone that's engaged, that's looking to get married to Princess Charming. Huh? You? Huh? Found someone? Allahumma barik. Allahumma barik. Say MashaAllah, guys. Let me ask you a couple of questions. Why did you, out of all the sisters that you could have picked, why did you pick her? Huh? Sorry? He said she's pious. MashaAllah. What else? Of course, you're attracted to her, right? Of course. What else? Huh? She's got good traits. MashaAllah, tabarakallah. Tomorrow he's going to find out that she prays at night, right? And then he's going to be like, I've hit the jackpot. Sahih. Of all the good things that she does. And it's only going to increase your love that you have for her. Why, my brothers and my sisters? Because he came to know about all of these things. About this lady that he is pursuing. It increased his love and desire for this lady. Not that I'm trying to compare Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to Princess Charming, my brothers and my sisters. How do you expect to love Allah Azza wa Jal, my brothers and my sisters, and we know absolutely nothing about Him? We know nothing about Him. The only source of information that we have of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, my brothers and my sisters, is what? His names and His attributes. Knowing who Allah Azza wa Jal is, and that is none other than at-Tawheed, my brothers and my sisters. The monotheism, learning the rights of Allah Jalla fi ula upon you. I'm going to relate, inshallah ta'ala, a love story. You're going to probably hear, This story, my brothers and my sisters, it's a very, very powerful, interesting, heart-wrenching story. And it clearly just shows you, if you do the right thing, look at all of these doors of happiness that Allah will open for you. Ibn al-Qayyim rahmatullahi alayhi says, التوحيد يفتح للعبد باب الخير والسرور. Tawheed, it opens a door of what? Goodness and happiness for that individual. Knowing the rights of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala upon you. Withholding from that which Allah told you to stay away from. And doing that which Allah told you to carry out. Right? Let me give you guys this beautiful story, my brothers and my sisters. One time, Umar ibn Khattab radiallahu ta'ala anhu, as he would normally do, he was patrolling the streets of Medina. And then him and his servants, they became tired. So he began to lean back on one of these houses. He then began to hear a conversation that was taking place between a mother and her daughter. Allahu Akbar. The mother instructs her daughter, daughter, get up. Go and mix water with milk. The daughter turns around to her mother in a very respectful way. And Umar ibn Khattab is hearing all of this and says, "Oh mother, didn't you hear about the law that Umar ibn Khattab radiallahu ta'ala anhu passed today? What did he pass?" She said to her mother that he sent someone to make the call, the announcement in the market, that from today you are not allowed to mix water with milk. The mother turns around and says, "Oh daughter, you are somewhere where Umar ibn al-Khattab radiallahu ta'ala anhu can't see you. Nobody can see you, daughter. Do as I've told you. Go and mix water with milk." The daughter turns around to my brothers and my sisters, to the mother, and says, "Oh mother, how can I obey Umar ibn al-Khattab radiallahu ta'ala anhu in public? But then behind closed doors, I disobey him. If Umar ibn al-Khattab can't see me, the Lord of Umar ibn al-Khattab radiallahu ta'ala anhu can see me." Allah. Now imagine that, my brothers and my sisters. You're under the blanket, the haram that we are being invited to. No one is looking. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, my brothers and my sisters, is watching every single detail, the way we respond and react when there's a CCTV. The way we behave. Again, I'm not trying to compare Allah to a CCTV, my brothers and my sisters. Right? وَلِلَّهِ الْمَثَلُ الْأَعْلَى. Why is it, my brothers and my sisters, that we don't behave like that when Allah Azza wa Jalla is looking at us? Every haram move in the book, we are ready to pull it, right? So Umar al-Khattab radiallahu ta'ala anhu, upon hearing this, he didn't drag the mother out the house. He didn't take her to the courts. No, he didn't do all of that. He went home, right? He went home. And once he woke up in the morning, he lined up all of his children. Who from amongst you is ready to get married? From his sons, Isam puts his hand up. Says, I, Dad, indeed there is a righteous lady that I want you to get married to. And then he began to explain to them why. Remember what I said, my brothers and my sisters, earlier. Ibn al-Qayyim quoted, At-Tawheed يفتح للعبد باب الخير والسرور. Tawheed, your monotheism, knowing the rights of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and acting upon it, it opens a door of what? Goodness and happiness. Allah. Isn't this exactly now what's happened, my brothers and my sisters? She feared Allah Azza wa Jal the way He deserves to be feared. Sometimes I get sisters saying, if I don't display myself on Fitnagram, how is He supposed to find me? Or if I don't go outside a certain way, how is He supposed to find me? Right? And brothers likewise, they'll do all sorts of haram in order to find her or to grab her. She was what? Inside of a house. By the qadr of Allah, he heard this conversation taking place, my brothers and my sisters. And then, right, it opened this door of goodness for her. Happiness likewise. I'm sure she got very happy when Isam came knocking to marry her. Right? Amazing, my brothers. And it all started with her just preserving the rights of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala upon her. They had a child called Layla. And then she got married. And then they ended up giving birth to none other than who? Umar ibn Abdul Aziz, who was the 8th caliphate, my brothers and my sisters. But whenever the 4 great caliphates are mentioned, they mention Umar ibn Abdul Aziz alongside Abu Bakr, Umar, Uthman and Ali. Even though he was number 8 after the Prophet ﷺ. Right? Allahu Akbar. Because of his righteousness, because of his taqwa. We have to learn our religion, my brothers and my sisters. It is as simple as that. Right? It is as simple as that. If we don't know, don't expect the next generation to know. Right? It is scary times, my brothers and my sisters. Children are coming home. Dad, which pronoun shall I use? Dad, in RE class, I was told that there are so many gods. Which one shall I choose, Dad? One of my best friends told me this. Confused. Testing times. Sometimes you tell your child or you tell your brother, don't do this, don't do that. And he's just thinking, why? Everyone else is doing it. Because it hasn't been instilled within them, my brothers and my sisters. Right? Learn your religion, my brothers and my sisters. Not just to save yourselves, but the next generation as well, my brothers and my sisters. This is the way forward. Otherwise, we shouldn't be surprised when crazy things start coming towards us, my brothers and my sisters. I know I've gone well over the time, my brothers and my sisters. I just want to thank every single one of you guys. We'll have more fun later, inshallah, when there's the Q&A. Right? Before everyone leaves, this was a request that was made to me for me to make this announcement. The flyer is on my Instagram. Right? Inshallah ta'ala, there is an Umrah group that I'm taking mid-August. If anyone is interested, inshallah ta'ala, you can find the details on my Instagram, right? And bi'idhnillahi ta'ala, we can go and do Umrah together, inshallah ta'ala, right? Barakallahu feekum wa ahsanallahu ilaykum. And then the Quran recitation we'll do later. Should we do it later? Yeah? Inshallah ta'ala. Jazakumullah khair. Jazakumullah khair, my brothers and my sisters. Maybe some of the things that I mentioned, you probably heard it before, but due to its great importance and due to the crowd as well, I thought it was important to mention it again, guys. We are receiving what constantly these same problems. Jazakumullah khairan. Subhanakallah bihamdik. Shadun la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka.